Hello, and welcome to my first ever review. And today I will be reviewing Batman v Superman. First of all, let me tell you, I did not like this film. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. It's not that great. I'm going to tell you why I didn't like it and what I did like about it. Let me get the good out of the way. As much as I hate to say it, Batman was the best thing about the film. Ben Affleck is a great actor and a very good director. I kind of knew he was going to kill the role anyway, and he is very good in the film. Gal Gadot's or Gal Gadot, I don't know what her name is. Her Wonder Woman is really good for what little screen time she has, about 5 minutes in total, maybe a little more, but it's good what they give her. Um, since it's a Zack Snyder film, you gotta expect explosions and action. What little action and explosions there are, they're pretty decent. They're good for what they are, and that's about as far as the good goes. As far as it goes, the bad. the the first off, Zack Snyder's not a good director. The directing was very frantic and sporadic, and what makes it even worse is the editing and the pacing. It's very off-putting. When you see it, scenes are jumping from one place to another, to this place, to that, to next. It's just a flurry of images, and expect it to be turned into a cohesive story. It doesn't really work at the beginning. The biggest problem I have is the writing. The writing is full of plot holes. So many plot holes. And since it's a superhero film, it's fantasy, it's not real. They expect you can expect some kind of suspension of disbelief. But that doesn't mean they can grasp at straws. The whole thing is called Batman v Superman. The whole thing is Batman versus Superman. Batman has to have a reason to fight Superman. Man, it addresses some of the damage done at the end of Man of Steel. That was a good reason for him to be mad at Superman. But they need a reason to fight him. So they send Superman. There's a scene in there where he goes to Africa and something happens. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to do any spoilers here now. Try to keep it as vague as possible. There's a scene where he goes to Africa and something happens. To no fault of his own. If he hadn't been there, it still would have happened. Him coming there made no changes. Didn't directly affect anything. It wasn't a chain reaction. But yet, people die and they blame him. There's no reason that they should blame him. None. And they keep bringing this incident up over and over and over and over. Oh, what about Africa? Remember that you did in Africa? There's no reason for it to even be brought up. And with Superman being in this film, it's more of a Batman film. It's about 60% Batman. He goes around, he fights crime, he figures things out. It's more about Bruce Wayne slash Batman, and a few things about Superman. Now, like I said, the writing is bad. It's literally like three different films thrown into one: a Batman film, a Superman film, and the Dawn of Justice film. They all don't work together. It's like they were throwing things at a wall. WB and Zack and Snyder and all of them were throwing things at a wall and trying to figure out what sticks. It does not work as a cohesive film. Um, as I said, Superman's not even in it that much. It's mostly Batman. And if you are a Superman fan, such as myself, do not see this film. It's not a good Superman film. It follows up with some of the plot points of Man of Steel, the destruction at the end, but it does not stick with it. It goes into it, and when there's a discussion about it, it never gets to that discussion. Superman never gets to defend himself, to explain it wasn't me, it was Zod, it was this, it was, these are the reasons why I shouldn't be held accountable. Yeah, some of it was my fault, but I'm trying to make up for that by saving people left and right, doing what's right, not causing you people harm. You people are trying to control me. None of that happens. Superman doesn't get to express anything, but just be mad the whole time. It's a very poorly conceived Superman. Like I said, if you're a Superman fan, do not watch this film. If you're a Batman fan, you're gonna love this film. It is a Batman film that Zack Snyder wanted to make, but he was obligated to make a sequel to Man of Steel, so they were like, just throw Superman in there and tie it around Batman's plot, which they did. Now, everybody may be saying just because I like Superman, I'm mad he got beat up. That's why I don't like the film. I knew it was gonna happen. I've seen Dark Knight Returns. The fight's not the problem. Well, there is a problem with the fight. It wasn't a good fight. Superman was going to lose. I expect that, but I expect it to be a good fight. Let's say 10 to 15 minutes long of them punching, throwing, Batman throwing all the gadgets he has at Superman. Superman, getting hurt by some gadgets, some not. Throwing in some punches, taking apart Batman's armor. A real gladiator brawl. That's what they portrayed it as. A gladiator, man versus God. The end all be all. It was like two bums fighting in the alley. Superman got a few punches off Batman. Batman, you're like, oh, he's more well prepared. Yeah, he was, but it wasn't a fight. It was then, like I say, two bums in the alley just throwing punches, and one bum having to have a weapon on him, the other one didn't. It was so lame and so. It wasn't epic. You expected explosions and people being thrown and punches and all that. It was not epic. And with that being said, the fight, obviously, you've seen the trailers, Doomsday's in there. That brings us to Doomsday. A waste of a villain. Horrible, 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 horrible villain. All the villains were bad, actually. Lex Luthor was not good. Jesse Eisenberg, a damn good actor. Great actor. Phenomenal. And there are scenes in this film where you see the Lex Luthor, the stoic, the strong, the smart, that Lex Luthor, the philanthropist, in there. But you can tell somebody directed him, no, be more giddy, twitchy. And it doesn't work. He's like a little weasel. Instead of being a headstrong philanthropist that can stand his ground, that can stand up, that builds itself. You don't believe it. And since that dude's ruined, you're like, oh, well, maybe Doomsday is great. No. He's absolutely atrocious, not needed. He was thrown in there for the sake of it. It was terrible. It was awful. And with that being said, like I said, I'm not going to get too many spoilers. It ruined a Superman storyline that many Superman fans, even some people who were just comic fans, wanted to see on the big screen. It was rushed. It was crap. It was garbage. They screwed Superman fans over completely. If you're a Superman fan, do not watch this film. It is not for you. It is for Batman fans and for people who don't like Superman. Now, if you're just a director, you want to see it. You want to see another director, how he directs, how he shoots, how he scores. This is not a good film to learn. This is to learn how not to do it, but not how to be a good director. Not how to be a good writer. How to make cohesive plot lines that kind of flow into the next scene. But to stitch together ideas with paper-thin plot points that fall apart under any scrutiny that you just think about for more than 2 minutes. More than a minute you think about them, you're like, that doesn't make sense. These are, Superman is a strong guy, can hear things miles away around the earth, but still none of that works. Batman's the world's greatest detective, but can't figure out he's being manipulated when it's right in front of him. Right there in front of him, standing in front of him, manipulating him, but he can't figure it out. Like I say, you can suspend some disbelief, but they're grasping. They want people to. They like, oh, well, we have to make a movie. It has to be 2 hours and 4 minutes long. So they make things happen that shouldn't happen. They do things that they would not do. I will make, if this video gets enough comments, likes, and requests, I will do a second video with spoilers in it. I don't want to go into too many details, but just like and subscribe, share, tell me your thoughts. Constructive criticism is needed and necessary, but I say constructive. Don't just say it sucks. Tell me why it sucks. Tell me what I need to do. Tell me what you don't like. So thank you for watching my video, and please, like I say, like and subscribe, and tell me what you do and don't like. Thank you.